Okay, so on the agenda for today, I'm currently at my friend Kendra's house. Say hi, Kendra.
Hey.
So we are gonna just like hang out here, nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's it. I'm trying to vlog, but my lens is not wide enough, so yeah, let's get the close-up of my face until I can. Maybe I should invest in a vlog camera so that can be easier to walk around with. I really love the quality of my camera though, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna lose out on quality with the vlogging camera. So I have to do a little bit of research on that to see if I can use like my lenses on like the small compact cameras, or if it's even really gonna make a difference. I don't really know. Kind of new to all this stuff. But what I do know is lugging around this big camera with this lens, shooting on a 35mm right now, and it's on a crop sensor, so it's like a 50mm. This is not it. Not at all. I was the biggest grouch without coffee. Now I feel good. Back to regular Jessica. Is that the eucalyptus candle?
No, I think that is my regular sweater weather.
It doesn't smell like sweater weather.
Oh,
Sweater weather. Yeah, that candle smells like really, really good and relaxing.
good. Inhale it.
Inhale.
Inhale it, bro. Take your time.
Woosah.
You just got here.
You know, I feel like I have not had a weekend off in just like forever. Feels good.
You're working a little bit.
This is what the normal folks do.
Hey guys, it's Girls Day today, and Jessica came over and wanted to
Hi guys.
plan some content, and homegirl is sitting here freaking out.
So, hi everyone. This is Kendra. If I haven't said that already,
And I'm gonna keep it real, okay?
keep it real.
I'm the girlfriend that keeps it real.
So,
Jessica wanted to do some content today, and she wanted to flow, and she wanted to do just off the cuff content. And she's struggling right now. And so I'm like, girl, let's talk about your anxiety, because I understand as an entrepreneur, as a content creator, as an influencer, particularly one with a type A personality who likes to plan everything, who is vlogging for the first time as I go on this rant. She is stressing.
I am.
And we had talked about earlier this week this idea of just having to have control over everything. And I'm like, people could relate to this. So let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so I've been showing up online for like 3 years now. And some of the feedback that I've gotten from like people is just that like, oh, like, you know, we love your content, but like we want to see more of your personality. And I've always been a type of person where I don't speak if I don't have anything to say. And typically when I do have something to say, it's either something that I can really, really relate to, like something like this, or it's something that I've planned out. And it's not because I want to appear perfect. It's not that I want to appear like I have it all together, because clearly I do not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like I can't function if there's no order. I will sit for hours just trying to figure out what the plan is going to be without just doing it. So like Kendra said, like, oh yeah, like let's just go off the cuff. And it's like, I genuinely want to do that. Like I genuinely want to be, sometimes want to be a person that is just like, yo, like let's just do it. But it causes so much anxiety to the point where it's crippling.
So there's freedom in like not planning. And this is, like, let's be clear, you guys don't know me too well, but I also have a type A personality and like to know what's going on at all times. However, I do feel that when people say they want to see your personality, you cannot plan that.
This is true.
You cannot write that down. There are no bullet points. And so when we get so stuck in a structure that has worked for us, we don't let freedom of like letting people see all parts of us show up. And I think when people say they want to see a personality, a part of personality that there are flaws, right? And so yes, the girls, including me, love to see that homegirl got perfect pictures. And when I say perfect, not by anybody's standards, they're just crisp. I love them. And I would if I wasn't a friend. And her captions are very well thought out, but there are parts of you that people could relate to that you have not yet shown. Right? So let's talk about those things.
I completely agree. Going from that place to the just do it kind of thing, it's like figuring out how to do that, right? Figuring out the practical steps of like, okay, well, in order for me to show up and not freeze, right? Because these are some of the things that will happen. We talk about reality, either freeze, brain goes blank. So these are some of the things that actually happen, and it's kind of like, okay, well, how do we go practically from one place to the next?
Can I offer?
Yes.
Some insight.
Yes.
I think that you also think that people are looking for a particular thing. And there are so many people on YouTube or on Instagram or on TikTok, and they're just living. And people, and I say this to you all the time, that is such a mental break for people to watch people do nothing. To allow yourself to just be, that is trust. That your being will connect to somebody. That is faith that your being will connect to somebody. And that's comfortability, that even if one person connects, let's not bring the word into this.
We can bring the word.
Okay?
You know, we about bringing the word.
The word says, if it be one person, then it was worth it, right?
Absolutely.
So like if you're holding your camera around or holding your phone around and somebody's like, wow, like she just folded her clothes and her house was how many houses have you seen people like snatch up and it inspires you to clean the space that you want to clean? Nothing was special about that. They didn't educate you. They didn't teach you. They didn't like change your life. They just showed you a part of them that you could relate to. Oh wow, I have a mess too. And if her house looks like that, then maybe I should start.
Okay, so let's talk about, because I want to be real. Like how you guys see me on camera is how I am off camera, right? So like I am the girl who, for the most part, my house is always clean, right? My house I keep things in a certain way because again, it's not for the camera. It's in order for Jessica to operate.
I understand that. This is the type A personality. But for your house to always be clean means that you have to always tidy up. And why don't you show us tidying up?
Okay.
Like the fact that you like things to be on display. Homegirl is a fragrance fanatic, right? And I've been begging her, show the girlies the perfume that you have collected over the years. Okay. When you are putting them in the placement that you want because you like a tidy and clean house, show us you doing that.
I'm sitting
when you're making, right. When you're making pico, we love chips and salsa. Bring us into your kitchen. When you are tired and feeling super unmotivated, and you want to cry for no reason or every reason in the world, show us that. You don't have to, I'm not saying to cry on cute. I'm not saying that.
I'm not going to do that.
No, but you know what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey y'all, I'm really not feeling it today. Show us, hey y'all, I'm really not feeling it today. I'm going to pour a glass of wine and read. Show us you reading. Yes, I agree that your personality on camera is exactly what it is off the camera, but we have off days. Show us that.
Yeah.
Show us you jamming the music. Like, all right, y'all, I need to hype myself up.
You know what it is too, like especially with the off days, it's like sometimes I do that, but like I never understand how people are able to share off days in such a real form, because when I have an off day, and this is me being vulnerable right now, but like when I have an off day, I'm off. Like there are times where I won't show up on stories, and there's no desire for me to come onto social media to tell you guys that I'm off. It's not because I don't want to share that vulnerability with the world, but I am off. I am off, and so I get like sharing the lesson, like, and that's sometimes what I've done is like, okay, maybe a week after, or even the day after, maybe I talk about how I felt yesterday. But sometimes being in those moments, I don't have it in me to share that.
I agree. And then also the part that we have not mentioned is that you're actually introverted and you're shy.
Very much so. Can we talk about that? like a lot of
times, she is really shy.
I am shy. I
will be in a new room with people and it's quiet.
And it's not, again, I've gotten the like, oh, standoffish kind of thing or whatever, and it's really not that. Like, I am just very shy. It's like, yeah, for my close friends, like, I'll laugh and joke, but like, I'm very much soft spoken, and even in my friend group, I am typically the soft spoken one. Now, I'll speak up when I need to speak up, and I will say something when I have something to say, but that is my personality.
Yeah. So also, maybe if you continue to tell us that and show us that, then people will understand more.
I really take this to heart. Like, I really, like, we have these conversations, I've had this conversation with, like, my friend Brianna, and like, I really think about it. Like, I really be thinking about it. I'm really be like, yo, like, all right, Jessica, like, you could do it today. You could do it today. How?
You can do what, though?
You can just show people your life. You can show people your life. And I will sit there and really think about, and again, it goes back into the same cycles, right? Of, I want to do the things that people are asking me to do, but how do I do that? I'm just kind of going through like the process that my mind goes through during those moments.
I mean, I could think of 1,000 ways. Like, if you're ordering lashes or if you're going to Sephora, show the girls what are your top picks. Bring us into the store. Show us your Amazon screen and show us what you're reordering because you use it all the time, right? Showing us that in the process of you doing it makes us feel a little bit more included versus you showing a picture of when you got it. Just anything. Showing us the process versus the finished product may be a way that people feel more included.
I can work on that. Hold me to it.
All right, y'all. Well, cheers to that. Because I'm sure there are other folks struggling with showing up the way that they want to show up. I mean, obviously she shows up really well in other areas, but showing up in a more relaxed way is what we're working towards.
Yeah. And figuring out how to do both too. Like, the other thing too is that people show up online for different reasons, right? People show up, want to connect with others. And I do that too. Like, I definitely want my story to be not only a testimony, like, that's just an ever evolving story. But I also want to inspire people in their everyday lives. But this is also an art form for me. And so for me, and this is not everyone, but for me, I take a huge pride in what it is that I put out. And what it is that I put out takes time. I'd rather sometimes show up with one post per week that I am proud of than to show up 5 times that is done not at my best simply because I'm more relatable, right? And there's that balance where I'm trying to find that balance between creating art, what's art for me, and being relatable. Sometimes there are people that will like just push out content simply because, right? Whether it be like, okay, yeah, I'm at Sephora getting lashes, or like I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing that, and just pushing stuff out. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for me, I'm always thinking about my art form.
Like stories, you were thinking about your art form?
I do as well. So like I'm way more relaxed in my stories, but I still want my stories to be a representation of me, right? Like I don't want, and this is me, right? Like these are no rules here. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that anyone needs to do that.
Right.
Like on their feed, but like for me, I take pride on my stories too. My stories are just an extension of my feed.
So maybe, perhaps you just need to really talk to yourself about what it is that you're willing to do and who it is. Like, if you're comfortable with how you're showing up, then who cares that other people want to see your quote unquote personality? Like, if that's enough for you, then show up the way you show up. But if you are taking the suggestion and if you want to show up the way people are asking you to, and if you feel that that aligns with the direction you want to move in, then it's time to do some work in showing other aspects.
I think it's finding the balance, because I don't deny that there is the, what's that term? Like analysis paralysis. I don't deny that there is that. I still want it to be a representation of me, but I'm currently at the extreme right now and I don't need to be there. And so it's kind of figuring out how to not go to the other extreme, but somewhere in the middle.
So can I just give you hope that you will never go to the other extreme, because it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, who you are is who you're going to show up as.
Yeah.
If you're showing us the process, you're still Jessica.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be the other extreme, because that's not you.
Yeah.
Trust yourself.
Trust myself.
Sometimes we just need to do things. Hello? I tell her this all the time.
Word for her too, by the way.
I'm showing up. I ain't perfect, but I'm trying. Yeah, this is definitely the word for me too. But I feel that, and again, we have different personalities, but I'm definitely jumping off before you're jumping off. Girl, stop looking out the water. Jump. Let's see if she kind of takes off some of the layers.
Yes, I'm up for the challenge.
She'll still be her, right? And,
I'm up for the challenge.
all right, well.
Starting now.
Well, thank you for the conversation, girl. I'm
good.
sure people will relate.
Yeah, let us know if you relate. Let us know if it's a struggle for you. And this is not just social media. Like, you know, this is something I struggle with in my everyday life, making decisions and you know, overthinking everything. It's just an extension. So I hope this conversation was helpful.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
You know, it's just a chit chat. We're not experts here. We're not
Hello.
giving you any expert opinion here. But I just hope that it was helpful in being a little bit more relatable to you. Maybe you feel seen. So yeah.
I agree. Guys, jump off. Jump off the boat, dive into the water. That's all I got.
Just don't mess up your hair.
Or your lashes, or your makeup for that matter.